Welcome to the Taxing Subjects Podcast. I'm Ryan Norton. Now, filing season might be in the rear view, but tax professionals still have to deal with extension returns and finish preparing for next season. In fact, listeners may have already started looking at CPE and software tools for next year. Now, you may not have heard about tax automation tools, but tax professionals across the country have started using them to streamline their workflow and improve office efficiency. To learn more about tax automation, we've invited GruntWorx sales manager Sara to talk about their products. Welcome to the show, Sara.
Thanks for having me, Ryan.
Well, it's great to have you here, and I think that anyone who's listening would always be interested in ways to improve efficiency, because if you're more efficient, you can prepare more returns in the same amount of time. So we'll just kind of jump into it.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, we'll just start at the beginning. What is GruntWorx?
Well, Ryan, GruntWorx is, like you said, tax automation, and we help with the preparation of the 1040 tax return. We help with the organization of documents, the data entry on the federal forms. We even help out with those brokerage statements. Nice. So we will take the data off of the federal forms, those brokerage statements, and you can then import it into the tax return. So we are really helping you get started on the return itself.
Nice. That sounds like you're pulling a lot of the manual aspect of preparing a return out of that process.
Exactly. We're helping with that manual data entry, the manual organization of those documents. Now, by no means are we the preparer. We're just trying to help get those time-consuming tasks addressed.
Nice. Now, you have, I think, 4 separate products.
That's correct.
Could you explain the differences between those 4? Like, there's one of them, Organize, Light, and Organize, that might be confusing for people who've never seen GruntWorx before, like what the difference is there. Could we start at that point?
Yes, sure. So with Organize, Light, and Organize, what we're doing here is, let's say I'm your client. I come in, I bring you a folder full of documents. You would take those documents and upload them to GruntWorx, and with the Organize, Light, and Organize products, we would organize those documents in the order of a 1040 in a searchable PDF format. So now you have a digital work paper, per se, of your client source documents. So you're moving away from that paper environment, going into the paperless environment, which is where everybody is, going towards. So with Organize Light, with that process, you still get that PDF back, but it only takes less than 5 minutes, even during the peak of tax season, to get those documents back. So it's a super quick turnaround time, and now you have a,
deliverable.
Yeah, and you can even hand that back to your client. So with the Organized product, you're still getting back that organized PDF, but it's going through an optical character recognition technology in addition to a human validation element. That's all located in the U.S., but the turnaround time, you're looking at more of 24 hours or so in getting that back. So it really depends on when you need that document back, and that's the difference between the two.
Okay, great. Now, let's talk about Organize versus populate. Now, populate, people might figure out what that does by the name, but just let's talk about the specifics of populate versus Organize.
Okay, so with Organize, as we've already talked a little bit about, we're just simply organizing those documents. You get that digital work paper back that you can utilize. But with populate, what we're doing is when you submit those documents to us, we will actually extract the data off of those federal forms for you to then import into your tax return.
That's pretty handy.
Yes. So that's where we come in to play in being able to help with the data entry.
That's great. So does GruntWorx, so you say it populates the data. How about prior tax years?
With the Populate product, it only works with the current tax year.
Okay.
So because it's your current tax software that year that you're utilizing. With the Organize and the Trades product, you can use that with prior years, but with Populate, it only works with that current tax year.
Okay. Well, speaking of trades, what is it? I think we probably know based off your intro, but just specifically, what is the Trades product, and can you use it by itself?
That's a great question. So the Trades product, it's an actual add-on. You can add it on to the organized product, or you can add it on to the populate product. It is not a standalone product. But this is where if you submitted brokerage statements to us, we would actually extract the detailed sales transactions off of that brokerage statement. So literally every single line item, and import it into the tax return of your tax software. We don't do totals or summaries with that trades product. Okay. We're literally doing all of the detail there.
Now, with submitting the documents to GruntWorx to get them either organized or what have you, if I'm the tax professional, do I need to organize them myself before I submit them?
That's a really good question. We get that often. You don't. You really take those documents the way you receive them from the client. Now, we do suggest that you group your K1s, your brokerage statements together, those type items, but you're going to take those documents, scan them into us. We're going to do the organization. We're going to do the help with the data entry depending on what products you choose.
So when the client comes in with that, everybody has this story, but the shoebox of documents, then basically you don't have to worry about sorting them meticulously. You can scan them in.
Pretty much.
That's pretty nice. If I'm scanning them in, what are the ideal scanner settings? Like, do I have to make sure I have a specific printer to do it? I know people might be worrying about, do I need to have a higher end printer to make this work? What kind of hardware do I need in the scanning department?
So it really is all about the image that you submit to us. So if you submit to us a bad image, you may not get back the best result. So it is very important to have a good scanner. We do not require you to purchase a particular brand or model of scanner. You can really use any scanner as long as you can scan in 300 DPI, scan in black and white, in a PDF format. So, and also you want to make sure there's no password protections on the documents, because if they're password protected, we can't open.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of password protection and just security in general, data security is a hot button issue for the tax industry. I write about it a lot for Taxing Subjects and for other publications. Some listeners might want to know, how is client data secured?
So, and that's a very big concern. It's a huge concern of ours. We're handling extremely important information for our clients and their clients. So we need to make sure we keep it as secure as possible. And that's one of our goals, accuracy and security. So with the security, we do have that human validation element. Okay, so let's talk about that first, and then I'll talk about the security for our portals. With that human validation element, before that group is hired, that is a seasonal staff that we hired. They go through national background checks, national drug testing. Once they are hired, when they come into the building, they're lockers. They have to lock up all of their personal belongings, any electronics, any paper documents, before they come into the building where our computers are at. Now, once they get into the building where our computers are at, they do not have access to CD-ROM drives, USB ports, nothing. The only thing they have access to is the actual GruntWorx portal.
Gotcha.
Okay, that GruntWorx portal where our customers are going to be submitting the documents to us of their clients, and where we're going to be reviewing that data, it goes through the SSAE 18 examination. We usually do that in October of every year, and we're always more than happy to share those results with our customer base. We have that. You just have to let us know, and we can get that to you, and it goes through the full audit report. So we take security, it's very important to us in making sure we cover our basis. Even with that human validation staff, there's management sitting at every door, supervisors and managers. So anything that's handwritten during the day in that building has to be shredded before they can leave. The only way into our facilities is by key card access given to the individuals by our human resources department.
Okay, so you mentioned two different parts. The first part being the human validation and how security oversees that aspect of GruntWorx. What about the accuracy?
The accuracy. We pride ourselves, like I've already stated, on security and accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
So with the information, when the documents are submitted to us, like I stated earlier, it goes through that OCR, that optical character recognition technology. And that's only about 80% accurate or so, depending on your scan. It could be less than that.
Yeah.
If it was a bad image. And then we have our U.S.-based human validation staff that's located in Franklin, North Carolina, and Nashville, Tennessee, who are verifying and validating that information. That makes the information we send back about 100% accurate. Now, Ryan, we don't have any guarantees on that.
Right.
But feedback I usually get from customers is we're about 98 to 99% accurate. So
that's really good.
It's very good. That's what we strive to be, 100% accurate. So that is our ultimate goal.
Fantastic. Now, I think you did touch on turnaround time for, say, Organize and Organize Lite. Organize, you said, I think, was in 5 minutes.
Organize Lite is less than 5 minutes, even during the peak attack season. With Organize, you're looking at about a 24-hour turnaround time.
What about populate and trades?
I would suggest 24 to 48 hours on the turnaround time for those products.
That's great. Can I send multiple files for processing?
You can. So you can send, if let's say, for example, your client brings you a set of documents this week, but next week brings you some additional documents you haven't submitted to GruntWorx, you can submit multiple files to us. Depending on what tax software, there's different limitations there as well.
Some final questions. This kind of just pertains to if I'm interested in using GruntWorx. What are your hours of operation?
Our hours of operation, we work all year long. This is all we do all year long. So we want to, of course, make this a great product out there for you.
Right.
But the hours of operation do change per season. During off season, we work Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern time. During extensions, we do add on additional hours during that time, and we usually add on Saturdays as well. So we work Monday through Saturday. During tax season itself, we're working 24/7. So we're working around the clock to make sure we get these documents back to our customers in a timely manner. So it is our goal.
Well, I guess the final one then is, how do I get started using GruntWorx?
Well, it's really pretty easy, Ryan. You can get up and running usually in less than an hour. So you just go and register for a free trial. And the free trial gives you $40 to utilize with any return with any of our products and services. So we're handing you $40 to test out our product. And that's how you register and you set up your account and you're ready to go. So it is extremely easy to get up and running with GruntWorx.
I guess we'll finish up with the question that people who are interested in GruntWorx probably have, like their chief question, which is just, how do I get started with GruntWorx?
So how you get started is you can register and set up an account. When you do that, you're actually signing up for a free trial. The free trial puts $40 into your account that you can use with any of our products or on any returns. So we're really handing you $40 to test it out. So that's
nice.
pretty awesome. So you can really see how GruntWorx is going to work for you. Because here's the thing, Ryan, it may not be for every single return, but it could be for a select few, especially ones that have, heavy trades. So that's where it's really nice to be able to test out the product with your tax software. Now, once that free trial is up, what do you do from there?
Yeah.
And really, you're ready to get started so you can add money to your account at that point. At GruntWorx, we do not have any upfront cost. We do not have any registration fees, subscription fees, contracts. We don't even have any minimums anymore. So you can really purchase how much or how little you want. We're handing that flexibility to our customers. Now, our pricing structure, it is a pricing per page, per form, per trade system. So the cost per return, it's hard to give an average because it can vary based on the characteristics of our customers. So, and that's where we have a great cost estimation calculator tool on our website to get a better idea of what each firm's cost per return would be based on the products that are being utilized.
Great. And if I'm just somebody who's interested, but I haven't yet committed, can I use that calculator? Is it behind a login wall? Like, how do you get to the calculator?
No, anyone can use that calculator. It is right on our page, on our pricing page. The drop down, there's the cost estimation calculator. So like I said, it's a great way to estimate what your cost would be. But you can fund your account however you'd like. I do have some people that purchase on a return by return basis, and they just put enough in their account to process one return. And then I have other customers who pre-fund their account per se. So for example, to think of it kind of like a postal meter concept. You put in, say I'm going to put X amount of dollars in my account. Every time a return is submitted, it will automatically deduct from that account balance. That money never expires though. So, of course, we don't do refunds, but it'll keep on rolling over for extensions in following tax season. So it's really our customers' money to use whenever they need it for whatever returns they want.
Yeah, you don't have that rush at the end of season. I better spend my money because I didn't spend it.
Exactly. So you can know that, hey, if you put anything on extensions, GruntWorx is there to help you out and work for you.
Nice. Well, then finally, are there any discounts? Does GruntWorx offer a discount model for people who might want to go ahead and, say, pre-fund their account?
We do usually run a early bird discount right after tax season until about extension deadline. Yeah. That's going to be the only discounts we're going to run. But depending on your purchase size, you could be eligible for a discount.
Great. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for coming by and talking with us about GruntWorx and how tax professionals can automate their office, streamline that workflow, cut down on preparation time.
Mm-hmm. Sure. No, thanks for having me. It's been great.
All right. Well, that'll be it for today. We'll see you all in the next Taxing Subjects podcast.